Let me ask you something. When was the last time you looked closely at your breakfast cereal? Not the front of the box, not the smiling mascot, not the big words like whole grain or heart healthy. I mean the actual ingredients. For most of us, cereal feels safe. It's simple. It's familiar. It's something we've eaten for decades without thinking twice. A bowl in the morning, a splash of milk, maybe a banana on top. It feels harmless. But here's the uncomfortable truth. For seniors, many popular cereals are no longer food. They're sugar bombs, chemical mixtures, and silent triggers for serious health problems. Think about it. As we get older, our bodies change. Our hearts become more sensitive to sodium. Our blood sugar reacts faster to sugar. Our kidneys work harder to filter toxins. And our medications become more delicate. So the same cereal you ate at 25 can quietly damage your health at 65. Many top-selling cereals today contain sugar levels equal to desserts, artificial colors banned or restricted in other countries, preservatives linked to inflammation, sodium that raises blood pressure, processed starch that spikes glucose. And the worst part? They're marketed as healthy. Some even claim to support your heart. Others promise energy, weight loss, or balanced nutrition. But behind the box, your body may be paying the price. Imagine this. You take your morning pills. You sit down with a bowl of cereal. You think you're doing something simple and safe. But that bowl might be working against your medication, against your heart, against your blood sugar, against your long-term health. That's why today's video matters. We're going to expose 9 breakfast cereals seniors should avoid at all costs. Not because they taste bad, but because they quietly harm your body. And at the end, I'll reveal the only 2 cereals that are actually safe for seniors. No hype, no scare tactics, just clear truth. Before we dive in, I want to hear from you. What cereal is in your kitchen right now? Drop the name in the comments. You might be surprised if it shows up on this list. And if you care about your health, your heart, and your future, make sure you subscribe, because the next cereal on this list is one millions of Americans still eat every single morning. And it may be doing far more damage than anyone realizes. Coming in at number 9, Frosted Flakes. Candy disguised as breakfast. Let's start with a cereal almost everyone recognizes. Frosted Flakes. That smiling tiger on the box promises energy, strength, and a great start to your day. But here's the reality. Nearly 40% of Frosted Flakes is pure sugar. Think about that. Almost half of what you pour into your bowl isn't corn. It's sugar. Not fruit sugar, not natural sweetness. Refined sugar glued onto every flake. In other words, you're not eating breakfast, you're eating dessert. And for seniors, that matters more than ever. The moment you take the first spoonful, your blood sugar spikes. Your pancreas scrambles to release insulin. Your heart rate rises. Your energy shoots up and then crashes. Have you ever felt tired or shaky just a couple of hours after breakfast? That's not age, that's sugar. Researchers have found that high sugar breakfasts can impair attention, strain the cardiovascular system, and worsen blood sugar control within hours. And here's the betrayal. The box proudly advertises vitamins and minerals, but adding synthetic vitamins to sugar doesn't make it healthy. It's like putting a bandage on a broken engine. To make things worse, Frosted Flakes often contain preservatives like BHT, a chemical flagged by scientists for potential hormonal disruption. Some countries restrict it. In the United States, it's still poured into millions of bowls every morning. Now imagine this. You take your blood pressure medication. You swallow your diabetes pill. You sit down with Frosted Flakes, and without realizing it, your breakfast is fighting your medicine. One nutritionist working with seniors once said, Frosted Flakes can undo an entire morning of medication before lunch. That's not breakfast. That's sabotage. So what's the smarter choice? Instead of cartoon boxes, choose plain oats with fresh fruit. You'll get fiber, steady energy, and real nutrition, and without the sugar crash. Because that tiger's smile, it hides the crash waiting on the other side of your spoon. And if you thought this was bad, wait until you see the cereal that pretends to protect your heart while secretly hurting it. Flavored Cheerios, the heart-healthy illusion. For decades, Cheerios built its reputation on one word, heart. Doctors recommended it. Ads showed red hearts. Families trusted it. But then something changed. Plain Cheerios weren't sweet enough, so companies rolled out flavored versions. Honey nut, frosted, chocolate, apple cinnamon. And with flavor came sugar. Lots of it. Some flavored Cheerios contain 4 times more sugar than the original. What used to be a heart-smart breakfast became a sugar trap. Here's what many seniors don't realize. One bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios can add 10 to 12 grams of sugar to your morning. So that's nearly half the sugar in a can of soda before you've even finished your coffee. And sugar isn't the only problem. Independent tests have found traces of glyphosate, a common weed killer, in some oat based cereals. It's the same chemical linked to cancer lawsuits. Europe restricts it more aggressively. In the US, it still slips into breakfast bowls without warning labels. Have you ever noticed how flavored Cheerios leave a sticky sweetness on your teeth? Or a faint chemical aftertaste? That's not heart health. That's additives and preservatives working overtime. For seniors, the risk is bigger. Sugar spikes stress the kidneys. Additives interact with medications. Sodium levels quietly push blood pressure higher. Many seniors switch from plain Cheerios to Honey Nut thinking it's a small change. But that small change can quietly destabilize blood sugar and strain the heart. And the most painful part? This isn't a kid's cereal. This is a brand built on trust. When a company uses its heart-healthy reputation to sell sugar-coated versions, yeah, that's not nutrition, that's marketing. So what's the fix? Stick to original plain Cheerios, or better yet, choose organic oat cereals tested for pesticide safety. Add your own fruit for sweetness. That way, you control the sugar, not the box, because when it comes to your heart, the difference between plain and flavored can be the difference between stability and stress. And next on our list, a cereal so colorful it looks magical, but maybe one of the most chemical-loaded bowls in America. Number 7, Lucky Charms. Rainbow colors, real chemical risks. Let's talk about a cereal that looks like pure fun. Lucky Charms. Bright colors. Little marshmallows. Rainbows, stars, hearts, and moons. It feels playful, harmless, almost magical. But for seniors, this bowl is anything but magical. Those pastel marshmallows? They're not food in the natural sense. They're sugar, starch, and artificial dyes pressed into shapes. The bright colors come from petroleum-based dyes like red 40, yellow 5, blue 1. Some of these dyes are restricted or require warning labels in Europe. In the United States, they're poured freely into breakfast bowls. Studies have linked artificial dyes to inflammation, neurological effects, and increased sensitivity in vulnerable populations. And seniors are one of the most vulnerable groups. Now let's talk sugar. One serving of Lucky Charms contains nearly as much sugar as a frosted donut. That sugar hits your bloodstream fast. Your blood sugar spikes, your insulin surges, your energy rises, rocket, then crashes. For seniors managing diabetes or prediabetes, this isn't breakfast. It's a glucose roller coaster. Have you ever noticed how the marshmallows squeak when you chew them? That styrofoam-like texture isn't natural. It's the result of heavy processing. And after a few minutes in milk, the bowl turns into sugary syrup. You're not eating cereal anymore. You're drinking candy water. In recent years, thousands of consumers reported nausea, stomach pain, and vomiting after eating Lucky Charms. The FDA opened an investigation. No official recall happened. But the questions remained. Should seniors really gamble their health on cereal shaped like cartoon moons and clovers? So, what's the alternative? If you like crunch and sweetness, choose whole grain muesli with dried fruit. You'll get real fiber and natural flavor without chemical dyes. Lucky Charms promises magic. Promises, but what it delivers is chemical chaos. And if you thought colorful cereal was dangerous, wait until you see the one that looks plain, but quietly damages your health every morning. Cornflakes, the healthy cereal. That isn't. Cornflakes have been marketed as healthy for over a century. Simple, light, wholesome. That's the image. But the reality? Cornflakes are mostly refined starch. During processing, much of the natural fiber in corn is stripped away. What's left breaks down quickly into sugar in your body. For seniors, that means rapid blood sugar spikes, energy crashes, increased risk of diabetes and heart disease. Within minutes of eating cornflakes, your blood sugar can jump sharply. Then just as quickly, it drops. That's why many people feel hungry again soon after breakfast. But hunger isn't the only issue. Fiber is crucial for seniors. It supports digestion, helps control cholesterol, protects gut health. Cornflakes provide very little fiber. In fact, you'd get more fiber from a slice of whole grain bread than from a bowl of cornflakes. And then there's sodium. Even plain cornflakes contain added salt. For seniors on blood pressure medication, that salt quietly adds stress to the heart and kidneys. The texture tells the story. Cornflakes go soggy almost instantly. They turn into bland mush that feels harmless. But that blandness hides a problem. You're eating processed starch that offers little nutrition and plenty of metabolic strain. Studies from major health institutions have linked low fiber, high glycemic cereals to increased risk of cardiovascular disease. So the cereal marketed as simple and healthy may actually be making things worse. What's the smarter choice? Swap cornflakes for rolled oats or steel cut oats. They digest slowly, stabilize blood sugar, support heart health. Cornflakes look innocent, but for seniors, they're a silent strain on the body. And next, we're moving from bland danger to neon chaos. The rainbow cereal that pretends to be fruity, but contains no real fruit at all. Number 5, Fruit Loops. Fruit on the box, chemicals in the bowl. Fruit Loops look like fruit. They smell fruity. They taste fruity. But here's the truth. There is no real fruit in that bowl. Those neon rings are made from refined grains, sugar, and artificial flavors. Each serving contains around 10-12 grams of sugar. That's before milk. For seniors, that sugar load hits fast. Blood sugar rises sharply. The pancreas floods the body with insulin. Then comes the crash. Fatigue, brain fog, irritability. And the colors? Those bright reds, yellows, and blues come from synthetic dyes like red 40, yellow 5, blue 1. Some of these dyes require warning labels or restrictions in Europe. In the US, they're still widely used. When you pour milk over Fruit Loops, the colors bleed into the bowl. The milk turns grayish and artificial. That's not food, that's chemistry. For seniors, the danger goes beyond sugar. High sugar intake stresses the kidneys, strains the liver, and works against medications for blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol. One bowl might feel harmless. Years of daily bowls, that's when the damage builds. Watchdog groups have criticized Fruit Loops for marketing fruitiness without any real fruit or meaningful nutrition. No fiber, no vitamins that matter, just sugar and dyes. So what's the fix? If you like colorful cereal, make it naturally colorful. Try plain oats topped with freeze-dried berries. You'll get real flavor, real antioxidants, and real nutrition. Fruit Loops promise fruit, but what they deliver is a chemical carnival. And next, we're exposing a cereal that pretends to be healthy, but hides sugar behind the word bran. Raisin Bran. Fiber on the label, sugar in disguise. Raisin Bran sounds healthy. The word bran suggests fiber, digestion, and heart health. But pour a bowl and look closely. Those raisins? They're coated in sugar, sticky, glossy, candy-like. One serving of Raisin Bran can contain as much sugar as a glazed donut. For seniors, that's dangerous. Sugar spikes blood glucose. It strains the heart. It stresses aging kidneys. And it doesn't stop there. Those sugary raisins stick to your teeth. They cling to gums, feed bacteria, increase the risk of cavities and gum disease. For older adults with dental issues, that's a hidden cost. The fiber in bran is real, but it's wrapped in a sugar trap. Nutritionists have called Raisin Bran a donut in a suit. It looks healthy. It isn't. For seniors taking medications for diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, that sugar load can cancel out the benefits of treatment. Why take pills to control blood sugar, then spike it with breakfast? So what's the smarter choice? Keep the bran, lose the sugar. Choose plain bran flakes and add your own unsweetened raisins or fresh fruit. You'll still get fiber, but without the syrup coating. Raisin Bran promises balance, but delivers sugar dressed up as health. And next, we're moving to a cereal so sharp, it can literally hurt your mouth, while quietly hurting your body at the same time. The 3, Cap'n Crunch. Crunchy nostalgia, dangerous reality. Cap'n Crunch feels like childhood. Bright colors, a smiling captain, that loud, satisfying crunch, but that crunch hides a serious problem. 1 cup of Cap'n Crunch contains around 12 grams of sugar. Most people don't eat 1 cup, they pour 2, sometimes 3. That means your morning bowl can deliver as much sugar as a cupcake. For seniors, that sugar surge is brutal. Blood sugar spikes fast. Blood pressure rises. The heart works harder than it should, and then there's the texture. Have you ever felt that sharp sting on the roof of your mouth? That's not imagination. The cereal pieces are so hard and jagged that they can scrape gums and irritate sensitive mouths. For seniors with dentures or gum issues, that's more than uncomfortable. It's dangerous. Now, add preservatives like BHT. Some studies have raised concerns about its long-term effects. Europe has stricter limits. In the US, it's still allowed. So while other countries tighten safety rules, American seniors are still eating it. Cap'n Crunch also has almost no meaningful fiber. So the sugar hits fast and fades fast. That's why you feel hungry again so soon after eating it. Your body didn't get real nutrition, it got a sugar shock. And if you're taking medications for diabetes, cholesterol, or blood pressure, this cereal fights against them. Every spoonful pushes your body in the wrong direction. So what's the better option? If you love crunch, choose whole grain granola with nuts. You'll still get texture, but also protein and fiber that stabilize blood sugar. Captain Crunch promises fun, but delivers damage. And next, we expose a cereal that claims to help you lose weight while quietly sabotaging your health. Number 2, Special K diet marketing hidden risks. Special K has one big promise: weight loss, slimmer waistlines, healthy lifestyles, a smart breakfast choice. But the truth is less glamorous. Special K is low in fat, but also low in real nutrition, and surprisingly high in sodium. One serving can contain as much sodium as a small bag of chips. For seniors, sodium is a silent enemy. It raises blood pressure, strains the kidneys, interferes with heart medications. So that light cereal, it can actually make your heart work harder. Then there are artificial flavors, synthetic vitamins, and preservatives like BHT. Your body doesn't recognize these as food. It treats them like foreign substances, and here's the trick. Special K makes you feel full for a short time, but hungry again soon after. Why? Because it lacks protein and healthy fats. So your body keeps asking for more food. That's why many people who follow the Special K diet lose weight at first, they then gain it back. Fast. For seniors, that cycle is dangerous. Weight swings strain the heart. Low nutrition weakens muscles, and sodium overload stresses aging organs. So what's the real fix? Build a breakfast with real protein. Greek yogurt with berries, oatmeal with nuts, eggs with whole grain toast. These foods fuel your body instead of tricking it. Special K sells a dream, but delivers a diet illusion. And next, we're revealing the number one cereal you should avoid at all costs, the one that combines extreme sugar and real safety concerns. Number 1, Honey Smacks, the sweet cereal that nearly made people sick. Now we reach the number one cereal you should avoid, Honey Smacks. On the box, it looks wholesome. A smiling frog, golden honey color, promises of natural sweetness. But the truth is shocking. Honey Smacks is more than 60% sugar. Let that sink in. That means most of what you're eating isn't grain. It's sugar. One bowl can contain nearly 15 grams of sugar. That's half of what many seniors should consume in an entire day. And that's before milk, before fruit, before coffee. For aging bodies, that much sugar is not just unhealthy, it's dangerous. Blood sugar spikes fast, insulin surges, energy crashes, and over time, those spikes damage arteries, kidneys, and memory. But Honey Smacks isn't just a sugar problem. In 2018, it was linked to a salmonella outbreak. More than 100 people in dozens of states became sick. Families across the country were told to throw away boxes of cereal. Think about that. A breakfast food, something you trusted, was contaminated with bacteria that can be deadly for seniors. For older adults with weaker immune systems, salmonella can mean severe dehydration, hospitalization, even life-threatening complications. Yet after the recall, Honey Smacks quietly returned to shelves. Same box, same sugar, same risks. And the sensory experience? Sticky. Clumps of cereal glued together with syrup. Your fingers feel tacky. Your teeth feel coated. Your throat feels thick with sweetness. That's not nutrition. That's candy pretending to be breakfast. For seniors taking diabetes medication or heart drugs, this cereal is like pressing the gas pedal while your medicine is trying to slow the engine. So, what should you do instead? If you love honey flavor, make your own bowl. Overnight oats. A drizzle of real honey, fresh fruit. You'll get real fiber and slow release energy, not a sugar bomb. Honey Smacks promises sweetness, but delivers risk. And now, after all the dangerous cereals we've exposed, let's talk about the rare ones that actually deserve your trust. The 2 cereals that are actually safe. After everything you've heard, you might be wondering, is there anything safe left in the cereal aisle? Yes, but only a few. Let's start with the first safe choice. Original Cheerios, the rare cereal that keeps its promise. No flashy colors, no cartoon marshmallows, no sugary glaze, just whole grain oats. Original Cheerios contain about 1 gram of sugar per serving. That's a world away from the sugar bombs we just exposed. They're also made with whole grain oats, which research shows can help lower cholesterol. For seniors, that matters. It means more stable blood sugar, better heart health, less strain on kidneys. And the taste? Simple, mild, honest. No sticky aftertaste, no chemical flavors, no fluorescent milk. Add blueberries, bananas, or a small drizzle of honey. You control the sweetness, not a corporation. That's why many nutritionists quietly recommend original Cheerios. Not the flavored versions, not honey nut, not chocolate. The plain yellow box. Boring? Maybe. But boring is safe, And safe is priceless. Shredded wheat, real fiber, zero tricks. Now let's talk about the second safe cereal, shredded wheat. No sugar coating, no dyes, no preservatives. Just whole wheat, zero added sugar. For seniors, fiber is gold. It helps digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, lowers cholesterol. Unlike flashy cereals, shredded wheat doesn't try to seduce you, it's honest. Crunchy at first, soft in milk, no sticky glaze, no chemical aftertaste. And here's the key point, shredded wheat has survived decades without scandals, recalls, or ingredient controversies. Why? Because there's nothing toxic to hide. If you want flavor, add fruit or cinnamon. You'll still get sweetness. But without sabotaging your health, most cereals on store shelves are designed to sell, not to protect your health. But now you know the truth. You know what to avoid and what to trust. So next time you walk down the cereal aisle, you won't be fooled by mascots and promises. You'll choose what actually supports your body. And if this helped you, let me ask you something. What cereal did you grow up eating? Tell us in the comments. And if you want more videos like this, clear, honest, and designed to protect your health, don't forget to subscribe.